You think you scare me with your little lights. I know my rights. Move along.
The live stream began with a glitch, just a flicker of light, a stutter of sound, a face sliding in and out of shadow. At first, thousands assumed it was another publicity stunt. Adrian Vale, platinum-selling R&B singer, professional chaos magnet, expert at turning personal disaster into trending content, wasn't a stranger's spectacle. But the moment his eyes lifted toward the camera, the comments section froze. His pupils were wide, unfocused, trembling. Behind him, the room looked too quiet, like a movie set where the actors hadn't arrived. His breathing rasped like he'd been running. Then he whispered a sentence that would spread across every platform in the world within minutes. She thinks she can hide from me, but I know everything now. The chat exploded. Adrian had been separated from his wife, Lina, for almost a year, an ugly public unraveling that tabloids devoured. But no one outside their circle understood the truth. Their marriage wasn't broken. It had been collapsing in slow motion from the moment it began. Tonight was the night the world would finally see the wreckage. He turned the camera toward the hallway behind him. You all want the truth, right? His voice cracked. You want the real story? Fine, we'll give it to them. The front door slammed. Someone screamed off camera, shocked, terrified. And Adrian, still live, still broadcasting to hundreds of thousands, walked toward the sound. Years earlier, Adrian Vale had seemed unstoppable. A charismatic kid from a broken neighborhood who climbed from homelessness to headline festivals. He'd built his image on redemption. He spoke about overcoming childhood trauma, addiction, abandonment. Fans adored him. But those closest knew he carried darkness he refused to name. He feared silence. He feared being alone. And most of all, he feared being forgotten. Lina met him during the peak of his fame, a model with a razor-sharp intellect, the only person unafraid to challenge him. Their chemistry was intoxicating, obsessive, but their fights were volcanic. Adrian's jealousy simmered beneath his skin like a living creature, feeding on every perceived slight. When their twins were born, the strain doubled. Adrian became more erratic, paranoid, convinced Lina was hiding things from him, convinced people were laughing behind his back. And he wasn't entirely wrong. Lina was hiding something. Something she planned to reveal the night everything fell apart. Back on the live stream, Adrian burst through the kitchen doorway. His voice shook with fury. "Where is he?" he demanded. Lina stood near the counter, trembling but fierce. A friend, Marco, a quiet man who often helped the kids, was beside her, hands raised. The children were screaming upstairs, a sound that pierced through the polished luxury of the mansion. Adrian stopped. Lina hissed, "You're scaring them. Turn the camera off." The camera didn't turn off. He raised it higher. "Tell them, Lina. Tell them what you did." She shut her eyes. "I didn't do anything." "You lie even now?" Adrian laughed, a sound that cracked in the middle. He pulled something from behind his back and set it on the counter with a metallic clatter. "A gun." Gasps flooded the comment section. "Adrian, no. Call the police. This isn't funny." Lina's face went white. It wasn't the gun that terrified her. It was what she realized he knew. "You read the letters," she whispered. Marco glanced at her, confused, but Adrian's emotions burst open like a dam. "Yes," he said, "I read everything. About the meetings, about the clinic, about the test results." His voice broke. "My whole damn life was a lie." Lina reached for him but froze when he lifted the gun again. "We were trying to protect you," she whispered. "You were spiraling so fast. The doctors said the personality breaks were worsening." "Shut up." His voice was a low, trembling growl. "You want to take my kids. You wanted to erase me. That's not true. Then why were you talking to a lawyer about emergency custody?" The truth hit the audience like an earthquake. Screenshots flooded in. Fans dug through old court filings. Within minutes, the comments turned into a cyclone of speculation and panic. Adrian was unraveling, faster, deeper, violently, and the live stream caught every second. He pressed the gun to the counter, not directly at anyone, but close enough that everyone flinched. I'm done being the villain in your little story, he said. Tonight, the world hears my truth. Marco stepped forward. Adrian, put it down. The kids. Don't talk about my kids. Adrian screamed. Lionel's hand shook. This isn't you, she pleaded. You're sick. Adrian, you need help. He snapped. Don't you ever call me sick. He swung the camera and smashed it against the wall. The live stream went black for a breath, then returned, the phone miraculously still functioning, lying sideways on the floor. All anyone could see was a slice of the kitchen. Lionel's shaking feet, Marco's shadow, Adrian's hand gripping the gun. A single shot fired. Thousands of watchers screamed in the comments. Then silence. Not the silence of peace. The silence of something terrible settling into place. Police arrived minutes later, alerted by frantic viewers across the world. Officers entered carefully, weapons drawn, expecting blood, expecting bodies. What they found was stranger. The gun had fired. Into the wall. A warning shot. No one was hit. But Adrian Vale was gone. Vanished from a house. The live stream continued recording only the chaos left behind. Lionel sobbing on the floor, Marco shaking uncontrollably, the twins crying upstairs. The camera captured the police questioning them. Captured Lionel collapsing under the weight of adrenaline and humiliation. Captured officers sweeping the home until one shouted, "The back patio door, it's broken." He ran. The live stream finally cut. The manhunt lasted 2 days. Adrian was found hiding in an abandoned recording studio he used to frequent. He surrendered without resisting, blank-eyed, exhausted, as if the rage had burned out him and left him hollow. He was arrested for making criminal threats, child endangerment, and unlawful discharge of a weapon. News outlets dissected every detail. Old interviews resurfaced. Former friends told reporters about his violent mood swings, his paranoia, the darker side of his fame. But the biggest revelation came from Lionel. She filed sealed documents revealing Adrian's long-term psychological deterioration, severe dissociation, untreated trauma, impulsive rage. The letters Adrian mentioned, plans for an intervention, arrangements for treatment, requests for supervised visits, not to take his children away, but to protect them while helping him get real psychiatric care. He'd misunderstood everything and almost destroyed everyone because of it. During his evaluation, doctors uncovered something chilling. Adrian had been experiencing fugue states for months, entire missing blocks of time, personality distortions, episodes where he swore he saw people hiding in corners or heard whispers no one else could. The truth was darker than any tabloid could print. He wasn't just dangerous. He was disappearing into a self-made labyrinth where love felt like betrayal and fear became reality. The trial became one of the most watched cases of the decade. Expert witnesses argued over his mental stability. Prosecutors pushed for prison time, citing the terror he inflicted on his family. Defense attorneys painted a picture of a broken man who needed treatment more than punishment. But the verdict never came. Just weeks before sentencing, Adrian attempted suicide in his cell. He survived, barely, but the incident forced the court to halt proceedings and commit him to a long-term psychiatric facility instead. Lionel never visited. The children stopped asking questions. Marco moved away. The world moved on. Except fragments of that night remained, because the live stream, though deleted, had been downloaded by thousands. And viewers around the world still debate one strange detail from the footage, a detail investigators noted but could never fully explain. Right after the gunshot, right before Adrian fled, there is a faint voice, caught only for less than a second, whispering, "It's not your fault. He's here again." The problem is, both Lionel and Marco swear neither of them said it. And Adrian, when shown the clip during psychiatric evaluation, stared at the screen with wide, terrified eyes and whispered, "That's the voice I've been hearing for months." To this day, experts argue, was it a glitch, a hallucination, a voice from another room, or something darker, something Adrian was right about before anyone believed him? And the chilling question that lingers, if the voice wasn't theirs, whose was it?